All right, all right. Looks like we're going. All right. So, I'm gonna jump in. Hello, everybody, or nobody, right now. So I'm gonna keep clearing my throat into the mic. It's real professional. You can tell I've done this before. So we are back. So I'm working on a Halloween-themed photo collage, which, if you don't know, is basically just cutting out a bunch of pieces of photos and playing with them, treating them, modifying them in Photoshop, and arranging them into something that is interesting. So that's what I'm doing. Um, Considering I have no viewers, I will probably not be narrating a whole lot, but we'll just see what happens. I may discuss what I am doing and why periodically. Hmm. How much room do I? Shoot. So I'm trying to move this house over a little bit. I want the house to be the focal point of the image, or the point of interest. So I want everything to sort of point towards the house, point towards this the front door specifically. And that's what these guides are. This is just breaking the image into really halves or quarters, I guess, and then also breaking it into three columns and then three rows. So you got kind of two divisions here. But basically, what you end up with is the rule of thirds, which I'm sure a lot of people have heard of. It says you really want to put the focal points kind of on the divisions of the image. So the one-third division and the two-thirds division, or at least that's what I try to do. So for this wide image, that's what I am trying to kind of line up here. But you end up with the grass kind of falling off a little bit, but we'll fix that. We'll take care of that. This is very early on. Well, I say that. It's really not. This has just been taking me forever. Uh, I guess instead of saying it's early on, I should say that there is still quite a bit of work remaining on this document. Probably, if we're being honest. This was intended to be something for Halloween, and my guess is I don't make it. But this is just a personal project anyway. The deadline. Um, if I miss it, nothing happens, or nothing has to happen. I will throw myself into traffic just to keep things interesting. But I don't have to. All right, so this house. Um, so the house, one of the things that I did with the house earlier was try to change the apparent uh, origin of the light. If you look at the original house here, if I dig into it, I made a bunch of adjustments to kind of knock off the the obvious cast shadows that were hitting the house. So if I turn this off, you can see this is how it used to look. And I used a number of exposure adjustment layers to kind of knock that off. The one that I still have is this guy here. The one from the roof. And I think what I'm going to do with this one is select it. Um, where is it? I kind of lost track of it here. Anyway, what I want to do is select the shadowed portion and being rough here. I may regret this later. But bring that up a little bit. There's some color distortions. I'm less concerned about the color distortions because in the final image I expect that there will be enough color overlay of this blue sky color that it won't really matter. And we're going to do the second side as well. And why am I drawing a shape? Why am I drawing a shape? I don't want to be drawing a shape. You stop that. Okay. All right. I'm going to do the same thing. Make another adjustment layer and get rid of the shadow. And once again, just sort of ignore the color distortions. There's some up here in the roof. There are several. That looks a little bit wonky. And that's all right. All right, so that's most of the major shadows on the house. Well, I can live with that. So now we got to make it spookier though. And that's kind of where I was running into trouble. Excuse me, running into trouble before, where I had another house which I tried to make spooky, but it just looks like a weird Frankenstein weird house. And then there's a door that's like way too small. So this one went in the near trash. Not actual trash, but near trash. All right. So now I got that business here. All right, got dead plants we're gonna have to reposition at some point. And cut out the stairs. I'm just going to ignore that the pixel uh, density is just wildly different for everything, because that's what I do. I don't know, upscale it with AI. Who knows? But I'm not going to worry about it at this particular moment. But now I gotta figure out how to make this house spookier. I do want to open the door. What if I do this? Does that make it spooky or just stupid? I never know. Need some kind of heuristic to see how spooky this is on a scale of 1 to 100. It feels like about a 30 right now. Trying to fix up this missing grass now, since I moved the house over a little bit. Gonna have to fade this in, I think. Oops. Try to maybe match the flow of it at least a little bit. The direction of the grass. Ah, man, oof. This is awful. Streaming messes up the overlay, which is very discombobulating. Yeah, that's pretty good. Save that. So I'm previewing in full screen, and I think it doesn't. The way I've got it, the stream set up, can't really see it in full screen very well, so I apologize for this. But I do a lot of this. Just kind of looking. Which I'm sure makes for an extremely boring stream. So hopefully my sparkling wit, uh, once I develop one, will help compensate for this. I don't know, maybe streaming is just, maybe this just isn't a good subject. My slow fumbling in Photoshop. So in the background, I got a whole bunch of different spooky looking buildings that I was trying to use to spook up the place. But they just look kind of gross right now, and I think I'm getting kind of off track. This main thing needs to be spookified more than anything. I mean, it's not spooky enough yet. Gotta figure out how to plant this tree in the grass. I want it to actually look like it's coming out of the grass. So that will be something to tackle in a bit. Maybe I'll tackle that sooner rather than later, since I have no idea what to even do with this house. I do want to put some dormer windows. I would like to put a second story. I do kind of like how weird it looks. It's just so weird looking. Like, what is this? Is it a church, I guess? I don't know, but it's weird looking. I like it smaller, though. You need to be able to see the whole weirdness of it. Maybe a widow's walk. Can I get a widow's walk up there? I have to see what kind of photos I have. But some ghosty stuff inside of a widow's walk would be kind of cool. Well, I can spookify this by spooking up these doors, that's for sure. So I'll do that. And cut these doors out. Use the pen tool quite a bit for detail selections. This kind of stuff. It's a little bit like I don't care about the edges. Which is kind of the case here. If I really care about the edges, I'll use like the um, brush tool or one of the actual selection tools. Select and mask or something like that, or select subject. That usually works pretty well. All right, subtract. Cool. Okay. Hmm. Do we actually have people in the chat? I had no idea. I'm new at this, so if we do, I do apologize. I certainly did not realize. How is everybody doing? I hope y'all are doing well tonight. Or whatever time of day it is for y'all. So, I'm going to be pulling in another image, another spooky image from off the screen. Y'all won't be able to see this part of it, but just trust me. Ooh, so spooky. All right. Oops. All right. Sorry, I'm wrangling the stream a little bit. I'm not going to select the subject. Photoshop usually does a pretty good job with this. Usually. But it's not usually black and white like this, so yeah, they did good. Very spooky. All right. Normally I just make this a smart object, and then the document size grows to be like 20 gigs. But I try to not do that. Come on. Where are we? Rasterize. There we go. Scary ghost lady. All right. Now I will make you a smart object. Oh, you have no feet. That's interesting. Okay. You'll just be ghostly floating or something. I'll figure that out in a minute. So spooky. Look at how spooky that is. Oh man, got a long way to go before this is as spooky as I want it to be. But yeah, we're making progress. Slowly. So I need an interior shot now to put behind spooky, spooky ghost. I don't actually have one of those handy right now, so I may need to do a little bit of browsing for one of those guys. Um, All right. Well, we'll see what we can come up with. Again, the stream is not going to be able to see this either, so not going to be the most exciting part of the stream, unfortunately. But this is my first time, so learning as we go. Thank everyone for being here. So I am looking for stock images. I'll have to fix this. I'll have to include y'all in this part of it. But I'm looking at stock images from a site called Envato, which, if you have not heard of it, is just a really good stock photo site. They have a lot of stock, not just photos, but videos and Photoshop brushes. Oh, that's kind of a neat one. And Photoshop actions and just all kind of neat stuff that is useful if you're trying to make art, or I mean art mostly, but uh, I use it a lot for this personal stuff. But in my my actual job, I've used it as well. So it's pretty good. All right, so I got this thing. This looks like a stable or something. It may not work, but I kind of like having the long, um, like extremely long hallway behind this ghost lady in this house when there's no way that it would be like that, if that makes any sense. Um, hmm. Let me stretch this guy out. I'm not really going to be able to see anything. It's just going to be effects and glowy stuff behind it, but behind the spooky ghost lady, which you can barely even see at this point. But for now, spooky. How's that look? A little bit weird. All right, need some kind of adjustment on it. It's a little bit too, I don't know, saturated? Let's go with saturated. And a little bit too, I'm going to turn the contrast on it down a little bit. Did essentially nothing. Mm, oops. All right, well, that's pretty close. Or that's, I don't know, something. Very exciting. All right. And what are we doing? Where's the house? Okay, here's a house. House needs to be inside of its own group. So many layers. Just an endless cavalcade of layers. All right. So we have that. What are we doing? So now what I think I want to do is oh, you can't see it. Oh, I can't see it, but it's on. Oh, this is just baffling. Wow. Okay, that's way bigger than I expected. No wonder I couldn't see it. It was absolutely enormous. Alright, this is definitely not what I want. Why are you making them so big? Huh. Hmm. So I'm trying to make volumetric fog. I have no idea how to do that. I feel like this is not the way to do it though. But let's see. Let's knock the edges off of this thing. All right. Needs to look like it's fitting in a hallway. So it needs to be square-ish, you know. Needs to look like it's touching the floor. What am I looking at? Hmm, that looks super janky, but we'll see how this works. Hmm. Wait a minute. Wait, I have small on top. That's not gonna work. Okay, that's better. Looks like the ghost house is being fumigated. All right. It's very tiny. A very tiny little ghost. It's very tiny. All right. Stop screwing around this ghost or regular murderer and figure out what we're doing next. And figure out what I'm doing next. Man, you would not believe how much time I just spend looking at this, trying to figure out not just this, any of the artworks that I do. Just staring at it, trying to figure out, okay, well, what do I actually do next? What's the next thing? Don't really want them to be just randomly in the mountains. I'm gonna have to do something about that. I can't help but think of Resident Evil 7 as I'm making this. Does anyone play that game? I played that game, so at least one of us has. That was a very spooky game. But it had a cool, isolated location and some cool, spooky looking houses. And that's what I'm kind of looking for. So maybe what I'll try to do is I had this fence and I keep toggling it on and off because it looks kind of neat, but then it just seems to interfere with a bunch of other stuff. Like I want to put stuff here. It keeps getting in the way. So I think I will leave that off. Oh, God, it's neat looking though. I really like it. I'd have to fix it though. Turn the right fence off and put like a secondary. I want to put like a secondary building back here. It's like a second point of interest. It's kind of what I had before with those two other houses or those two other buildings. Secondary building and BH house. BH for background slash typo, I believe. But neither one of those. It's not what I want. It's not the kind of vibe I want. This one makes it feel like a neighborhood. Like, hey, like there's a homeowners association. This ghost has to pay like, 200 bucks a month. Constantly gets hassled by their neighbors about, they're not putting their trash cans up. Okay, so that's not really the right vibe. And then this one. This has got a cool, I mean, it's rural. It's I don't know what it is. It's just like a secondary building. My grandfather had a farm before he passed, and back in the day, all of the workers, well, a lot of the workers would live on the farm, and they would live in buildings that were sort of like this. Back in like the 19, I don't know, 40s. Um, but I don't want to look like a farm either, so that's not the right one. So I guess I need to go. Um, I don't know. I guess I need to go look some more. Do something real quick. Sorry, bear with me, y'all. Just looking. All right. All right. There's a lot of cool shots. But I am looking for a decrepit rural. Yeah, that's cool. Rural sort of, not like a farmhouse. I mean, I guess a farmhouse, not a barn. That's what I meant. Not a barn. Not a log cabin. Not something that looks nice. Not a garage. Ba, 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 ba. Hmm. Oh no, did we actually have a guest? I don't have this figured out yet. I wasn't sure. Gotta say, don't understand being a Twitch streamer yet. 30 minutes in. I don't have it mastered. Explains why I don't have a million followers yet. Alright, well, I'm reduced to looking for barns now. Can't find anything else that I'm happy with, which is a bummer. You can find spooky barns, but it's not what I wanted. And I'm bummed out about having to put a spooky barn. I don't want stuff made out of bricks. I don't want stuff with buried in a hill. Seen a lot of stuff like that. Could be cool. Hmm. Alright, I'm starting to find some stuff. That might work. Ah, I gotta. Gonna have to deal with some shadows again, but I guess it is sort of the nature of this work. If I don't want to edit photos, I should probably stop doing this. All right. Well, I got some stuff. Is it good stuff? Who can say? Did I download two of them? I thought I did. Maybe not. All right. So now I'm going to try to cut this house out. It's a very nice looking house. Photoshop will probably make this very easy. I gotta say, man, I was doing this. I've been doing Photoshop for a long time, and boy, the tools are so much better than they used to be. Like, holy cow! Oh my god! Oh my god! Holy cow! That's so fast. Stuff used to take me hours. Just masking some dumb house, only to find out you don't like it and it doesn't work. Rural house. All right, smart object. Throw this. Where do you want this? This is probably background. Whoops. Whoa. Rural house. All right. Pretty much every single thing that goes into a photo collage gets an exposure layer. Pretty much everything. Oops. I'm going to drag it the wrong way because I'm not paying attention. Ah, boo. All right, let me get this giant shadow off first. That's very inconsiderate of you to be here. Oh God, it's gonna be so. Uh, all right. Not gonna lie, that could have gone better. This is maybe the dumbest way to do this. All right. So for anyone who can't tell, which is everyone because nobody's watching, I am trying to mask just the extremely harsh shadow cast by this roof portion here. And the reason I'm doing that, um, this portion specifically, I should have left that last piece. I should leave that. Is I'm trying to trick the viewers. I'm lying to the people in the future who will be watching this. I'm trying to move the apparent source of the light. So I don't want a shadow. I want the light to look like it's coming from behind the house instead of uh, slightly whatever direction this is. That's my extremely um, academic explanation. I will not dumb it down for y'all any more than that. All right. So as I said, this is maybe, well, this was not a smart way to do this, not a clean way to do this, not a good way to do this, but in a pinch, it's kind of a good way to do this, except for not really at all being one of those. Oh God, this is gonna be so janky. Not entirely sure why I'm doing it this way. I thought this would be faster. And then it became apparent very quickly, quick, and by then it was too late. I was committed. Is this that is in the sunlight? Oops. Cool. Okay. He's totally backwards, aren't you? Cool. How about if you go away? I think you're causing some troubles. Ooh, I was I was correct. Oh goodness. Oh, this just looks it just looks abysmal. Holy cow. Oh no. Every part of this is just awful. What on earth? I am baffled by this. Okay. So I'm gonna what it's a shadow, right? You can't even see it, right? It's totally gone. Can you tell what I did? Holy cow. Yeah, this doesn't look very good. Um, I think step one, I'm gonna have to break this into different quadrants. And by quadrants, I mean some other thing besides quad. Why did I say quadrant? I didn't mean quadrant. Whatever the hell I meant, it wasn't quadrant. All right, so now I'm going to get this piece and this little doohickey right here. I'm going to get the rest of this roofy stuff out. It needs to be handled differently. I guess. I don't actually know. We will have to see. Okay. Okay. Super duper. Okay. That's that, which is horrible. And then this one. Horrible. What is this? This is awful. I think I got a follower. Didn't even realize. I would have said thanks. I don't know how this works yet. So to the person that followed me and I ignored you, I'm real sorry. I didn't do that on purpose. Uh, okay, so I'm breaking this into different pieces because I think they each require slightly different treatments. This is red roof. This is, I don't know, blue roof. That's house front. All right, can I just save this? Can I save this? Okay, I'm editing the right thing. Cool. All right, this thing looks gross. What am I dealing with? So that's gotta get rid of the reflected blue for one. That feels like one issue. I don't do this very often. This is not. All right, pull the blue out. Line it up a little. Can't even tell. Wait, did anything even change? Oh, okay. Okay, so I did pull the blue out. Okay. Oh, that's way less blue. Okay, that's good. All right. These are all exposures. I think I want to pull the blue out first and then operate on top of that, not the other way around. This is so dark. All right. I realize there's no one in chat right now, but if anyone in chat has any ideas, I am open for business. How am I gonna? eh. Hmm. Ooh, we may have to come back to that. This is stumping me. Gonna have to consult Piximperfect or something like that. Figure out what to do about this guy. All right, well, that's we're learning, so that's good, or it will be at some point. Man, I'm gonna be struggling with the same issue on all three of these. Wow. Okay. I think I still need. There we go. That's better. For, it's better for part of it. That's blue. So I'm gonna have to change this also. Oops, don't do that. All right, you need your own saturation layer. Change you to be more like that. Ugh. No, it's better. Oh God. Okay. I got a Mac recently for work. Now my Control Alt. I just don't know what any of that is anymore. It's always changing. I spend 8 hours a day with it being one thing, and then switch around the other half of the day. It's the other thing. It is hopeless. All right. I think I want a hue saturation for the blue roof as well. Yeah, making progress, but holy cow. Okay. Ugh. What is that? Is it gray? What is that? Oh my God, I'm butchering this. This looks so awful. Oops. Yikes. What do I do here? Okay. That's right. Okay. That looks better. Oops. This looks awful. All right. Well, it looks a little Frankensteiny, but if you look at it quick, you can't really tell except for that part that looks real gross and horrible. What if I do this? Ugh. Just remove it. What is that gonna do? You're stumped because what I'm asking is nonsense. Uh, um, uh, uh. Well, it's It's not. It's not ho horrible, I suppose. All right. Speaking of horrible, what will that do? That's going to be horrible. But horrible's fine. Horrible is okay. That's actually worse than I was expecting. That's not. I don't care for that. Not a fan. All right. Well, shoot. Oh God. Not 165. Cool. All right. Again, a horrible, lazy, sloppy selection. Perfect. Oops. Get out of here. You're not wanted. Get out of here. Go away. All right, this is going to look horrible. We've been through this. We already know how it looks, which is to say it looks horrible. Why do you look so horrible? Ugh. You can't even tell. You can't even tell. Look at that. That fix is flawless. Um, go. Okay. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Don't do that. That's what I want. I kind of have this corner in shadow. I mean, that E is always going to be shadowing this corner. And I can make it look real bad too because, it's mine. So I'm just gonna make it look real awful. And you can't stop me. Oh, it is just unbelievable how bad this looks. Huh. Mm, mm. Oh my God, there's so little color information. It just can't even do it. Ugh. All right. Ugh. It looks great. There's just no information. Oh, this looks so bad. And it's just gonna be like in the background anyway. Yeah, not maybe not the probably not gonna go on my resume. This particular edit. Look at that. You can't even tell. Flawless. Doesn't look like it's just warmed junk at all. Is that right? Is that... Cool. Now I have a rural house with only minor cosmetic damage. How do I want that? How do I want this thing? What do I want to do with this thing? That's not too bad. All right. It is now being stalked by another house. Da 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 da. It's like peeking over. Looks like it's being hunted by this other house. All right. So, where's this house? Royal house. All right. Oh, oh no. I have sat too long and now my foot is asleep. All right. Now we're going to do some kind of color treatment just to sort of set the house where we think we might want it. It is way too blue. Is it this hillside? This hillside's irritating me. Something about where we're putting all this crap. I don't know what to do with. Is it this gravestone? Is this gravestone in the way? This gravestone's in the way. Get out of the way, gravestone. Get over here. Be over there. Oops. Hmm. Kind of feel like maybe we could have just left the shadows how they were. Let's see. How's that look? Mm, suspect. Oh God. At this size, you can't even really tell. I mean, it looks like water damage or something. I don't know. Of course, this is only 16%, so if we go to 100, you can kind of tell. But that's okay. Yeah, it's contrast. That's what I need to up the contrast over here to get to some of this dark stuff back. Ugh. Do I want to mess with that? No. It's cooler without the clouds. It's just neater without all the clouds. It's not quite as bright. But having some smoke kind of just menacingly where it's, around. It's kind of neat too. What is this? Can I just have black? Nope. Why don't you show up? Why do you not show up? Terrible. How's that look? Uh, inscrutable. Terrible. All right. Yeah. And we will switch back over. We'll have a little bit of fog in the background. We'll put that guy over there. And I don't know, man. This one's been a bit of a bugbear. Hmm. Get out of here. Yeah, you can get out of here. Oh, I think that's what I was looking for. Mm. So I have this other house that I put together earlier, and ignore the fact that it looks crazy. It does have some elements that I would like to steal. Why are you so tiny? You guys, why are you so tiny? I do not want to steal tiny windows. Those are very tiny windows. I did not know that it was so scaled up. All right. Hmm. Don't be translucent. What? Okay. Hmm. I like this filling in this space over here. I need something over there. I don't know what. But I also kind of this fence. Man, I want this fence to work. It is not. It is covering up stuff. It is just not working out the way that I want. I don't know. This whole thing has been really. Some of them come together. Some of them work. Some of them don't. This one don't. Mm. Hmm. What are you? What is that? Is that the hallway? Whoops. That's really not supposed to be showing up there. You could show up here. But the rest of the places don't be showing up. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Ooh, bear with me, y'all. I'm going to take a quick break. I will be back in just a moment. All 0 of you. Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Hi, hello. All right. Jumping back in. Gonna spend probably another half hour doing this. Give it about 2 hours today for our first stream with all of my good friends joining me. We'll get there. We will get there. All right. I don't know if distorting this house is going to make. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. It might. Okay. Nope. Silica. That's what I want. So I am trying to shade a little bit back here. Ooh. I don't make it look just horrible. So I'm just gonna use a real hard edge brush. Mistake. And I just want to kind of knock down the other stuff out here. Stuff in the background, like in the background, so like be in the background, you know. And I tend to vignette a little bit, so maybe I'll do some of that here, and then probably pull it up immediately because I hate it. Um, except not pull it out. There we go. I don't want a vignette up there. I'll vignette separately. Later. Okay, well, that does help a little bit. So much of this is just incremental changes. Feels like this is actually feeling okay. This doesn't feel too bad to me. It feels like it's starting to get a little bit spookulated. I want it to feel like a spooky, like like a whole complex of spooky murder houses. Like I want them to be connected. I don't know how to do that. I need to imply that they're all sort of owned by the same people. My first thought is, um, my first thought is to pass a wire between them, um, as in like electricity, um, really just to make some kind of physical link between the two of them. That idea seems bad and boring, and I don't care for it. So that was cool. Um, I do have other houses I'm looking at. I'm distracted. So this happens a lot. I don't exactly know what I want to do. Some kind of evaluating. Kind of treading water right now. So I'm looking at some of the other images that I do have. And I can throw houses in the background, but that's sort of like not where I need to focus right now. Um, hmm. So I also have this no trespassing business, and I'm kind of wondering. Okay, I always center everything. I don't want to center this. Yeah. um. All right. Sorry, everyone. I'm evaluating, trying to figure out what to do. And I'm looking in another window that you cannot see and trying to find some buildings or parts of buildings that might be real spooky. Basically, I want to augment the spookiness of the house. I want it to look a little bit like a Frankenstein's monster. We got a no trespassing sign. I like the idea, but it's behind a stupid looking fence. And I don't like that. Okay, so there is kind of a spooky looking murder house. I mean, it looks okay. It looks a little bit quaint, and there's like a one of these things that's like a car, and it could be, pretty quaint. Um, but then at night, like depending on how remote this could be just a horrible murder catastrophe. All right, select subject. Can you tell it's a house that I'm trying to get you to? Can you? You're doing great. Ah, you did fantastically. Yeah, fantastically enough. I had to cut this out before, and I didn't think about it, and I deleted it. It's in Spoopy House, but like the other Spoopy House that I'm pretty sure I just deleted. Yeah. Oh well. I'm gonna have some effects and like light shooting out of there, and hopefully it's gonna be cool looking. Uh, but not quite yet. Right now it's just gonna be kind of dumb looking and kind of plain. Got to build up to that. Those effects. Um, those come last usually. I do want to fill the space in back here, and I want to make it look neat. I want to make it look filled in. I don't know exactly how to do it. Alright, so I think we need more grass. Cool. All right. All right. So now I got some grass, and I can have the house kind of up here if I want to, and it doesn't look like there's just fucking sky behind it. Okay. That makes me feel better. And this little piece of cabin over here that I can see through for some reason. Why can I see that? Oh God, you look so awful. You're so stretched out. Hmm. Pew. Meow. Boom. Saved it. It is still so fuzzy. And that's in front. Ugh. Horrible. Makes me very unhappy. I'm just gonna go with it. I don't know. Maybe I'll just shrink the whole thing down and then blow it back up again so everything just looks like a blurry mess. Ugh. That's what's hard about this. I mean, it's one thing. There's a couple of things. Not gonna lie. But that's one of them. I do feel better about this though, from where I started tonight. Swapped out a house with a spookier looking house. Wait, what? Where's the? Okay. It's too scaled up right now, which is real unfortunate. I'm gonna have to figure out how to. I mean, there's nothing to do. I just scale it back down, or I live with it. That's kind of the option. But maybe for now I can do something else. Hmm. So here's how we're looking. Need to get some dormers on this house and a widow's walk. It's two things that I would still like to be able to do. How do I get a widow's walk? How can I get a widow's walk with this guy? Dormers are easy. I just gotta find some. I don't know if these dormers are gonna make it. I don't think they make sense here. Chad, I'd ask you what you think, but you don't exist. So I probably won't. Just make another back house. Exposure. Seriously, everything gets an exposure layer. A lot of times you'll knock it partially out because you'll want to shade some areas and not others. But honestly, the way this is, everything is kind of going to be backlit. Um, and right now, I don't know exactly what the lighting situation is going to look like. So um, I'm not doing anything super unusual. Hey, what is this? What's this thing? Where are you? Where do you come from? What? Okay, so that's you. So what are you? There's two of you. Oh. Okay. Okay. Well, I don't need two of you. Oops. All right. I need some more grass. Grass. Want some more grass back here. Boom. Grass. Put a house to sit on it. Does that look good? I doubt it. Not really. Nah, it looks kind of weird. But if I shrink that guy, black house. See this dumb fence? I'm telling you. Probably just gonna end up getting rid of that fence. Oh, that hill looks just like just good. Oh, let me turch it. Okay, well, that's yep. I screwed that one up. That's not. Oops. Ugh. Phew. Yep, that's what I wanted. Cool. Ooh. All right, so I'm gonna make this a little graveyard back here. Maybe you'll be able to see it. I don't know. So I'm gonna double bag it because. Wait, how did I screw that up? Get in there. Because I want to put an exposure layer on top of all of them. Thank you for alt. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And if you pop it into a, if you pop everything into a folder, then you can more easily do that. Oh, this is I got some more to do. I've got nothing nice to say. Say nothing. But woof. Not super happy with how it looks so far. Got about 10 minutes left out of a possible, I don't know, infinity. Like I said, got no deadline on this. Maybe Tuesday seems like a good deadline for a Halloween themed photo composition, but no, that's only Halloween in America. It's only Imperial Halloween. What about metric Halloween? So I don't know. I may end up uh, missing the deadline. I may end up doing a very nice Thanksgiving themed horror piece just to finish this out. I don't know. Probably not. I'll probably move to something else. Um, but I feel like I'm at a stopping point, so I'm gonna call it. Nobody's here, but I appreciate the one person who I think showed up. The one that wasn't a spammer. So thank you much for you know not spamming. For those of you who did that. I hope the one person that did follow me, I believe, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you again later. Thank you, everybody. Love you all.